this summer, and of course we're still waiting for some resolution in the Brooklyn situation. Kevin Durant's reported trade request still standing as far as we know. Kyrie Irving still in a Brooklyn Nets uniform for the moment. See how that plays out? I have no clue. Do you have any idea?
I don't have an idea how it would play out, but I tell you what I would be trying to do. I would be trying to talk about it, trying to get those three guys back on the same page. You know, they're extremely talented. See if I can get Durant, Irving, you know, Ben Simmons. You got three great players there, and if you can ever get them all on the same page, you know, you got a chance. And I would be spending a lot of time this summer, you know, following those guys around, trying to talk to them as opposed to thinking about trading them.
Second quick dunk for Josh Minot, who's got 9 now all in the second quarter. Hot shooting for both teams here. I agree with you. It makes most sense of everything that's on the table, everything reported here so far. Playing with that Brooklyn roster and those three star players who seem like a compatible fit to me.
Yeah.
That by far makes the most sense in an Eastern Conference where Boston is no sure thing to repeat. Milwaukee's obviously still good, but didn't repeat as Eastern Conference Finals. Certainly not wide open. They're good teams in the East, but yeah, why couldn't they be as good as anybody?
I agree, and like I say, this summer I would spend a lot of time trying to mend those relationships.
Minnesota had numbers broken up by Grady. Now it's Denver back the other way. Here's Watson flying in, and he'll just get it over the top of the rim. And Denver back within 5 now.
You know, Matt, part of being a president and a general manager, you know, as we see the break here and, you know, the finish. But, you know, it's not only just about acquiring talent, but now you have to manage those relationships, and managing those relationships, getting people to cohesively work, collectively come together. It takes a lot of conversation. It takes a lot of time. And this is when your general manager, your coach, they have to put in the time to mend those relationships and manage those players as opposed to just trading them, because you know that's a big part of the job, especially when you got extremely talented players like those three.
And that's a part of the job that most fans at home probably don't think about. They think about player acquisition, and it's easy to go to the internet and, you know, build a trade.
Yeah.
Go to the old trade machine and say, hey, I want this guy. Let's make that happen. First of all, you have to convince the other team to make that happen.
Yeah.
And secondly, you have to have those conversations with your players about who's a fit, who's not a fit, who's happy to be there, who would like to be elsewhere, and maybe do some massaging here and there.
I mean, you know, conflict resolution. That's part of winning championships. That's part of making people work together. You know, the easiest thing sometimes is to acquire the talent. The hardest thing to do is to manage those relationships and egos.
Back-to-back turnovers as Shayak lost it on his way to the rim. Brown ahead of everybody and flying in for another dunk. Christian Brown now with 11 for Denver. Good energy in this game so far. Minnesota's had some success on that back cut, but that was broken up. That's Peyton Watson out of UCLA. Up top, Kamagate. Ismail Kamagate with 6 points, and we're under a minute. Minnesota's lead down to 3. Timberwolves double it. Just like that, as Moore knocks down the 3 to get him into double figures. He's got 10.
Minnesota foul number 10, Javon Harris. Second personal foul. First team foul number 10, 2 minutes.
Foul to give, so side out to Denver. Would have been tricky. Denver could have forced the issue for a 2-for-1, but chose not to. Here's Watson. Over to Gillespie. Shot fake. Sticks with it. Out to Brown. Off the front rim. Shot clock is off for Minnesota with a 6-point lead as we head to the half. Shayok. Here's Harris. To the corner. And well off from Deontay Burton.